Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of THG Podcast. I am your host, THG, and I am joined today with my good buddy, Brian Carlson from Carlson Adventures. Check him out on YouTube. Leave a description below. We are actually out on a hike, and we are out here in the woods, and I just wanted to talk to Brian for a little bit, and I will be doing a series on Indiana hikers, backpackers, campers, and so without further ado, what's going on, Brian?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Are you enjoying this little camp out we're doing?
Yeah, we're having a good time. It's just a short hike out. Just carry everything in the kitchen sink and just hang out with your buddies, not trying to crush miles or nothing, just enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah. And all this camera equipment that I brought, and a Frisbee I think I brought. We're also joined today, by the way, by there's a group of, I think, was there 9 of us now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 9 of us total, so it's a big outing. So what I wanted to talk to Brian about was, I wanted to ask a few questions about how did you get started backpacking, hiking, camping, extraordinaire, that kind of thing.
Extraordinary, yeah. Well, this will be my 5th season, but I grew up as a kid hunting, fishing, loving the outdoors, and just didn't really know anything about hiking. Kind of started day hiking with my wife, and started searching YouTube, like everybody else does, and just seeing like how much fun everybody was having, and wow, it's all this cool gear and all these cool places to explore, and it's so much here in this area that we live in, between short drives to Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, and just started kind of like, I had to talk to my wife, look at this, they're in hammocks, and check all this cool stuff out, and kind of love gear and that kind of stuff too. So it just snowballed from there. Just my first hike. And
where was your first hike, by the way?
My first actual overnight backpacking with a couple friends. We went all out. We went to Red River Gorge because I had day hiked there a couple times, and so if you're gonna be bear be grizzly, go to the gorge, and that was pretty memorable. Learned a lot from that trip. Trip planning. Did
you learn what not to bring? Did you learn what to bring?
Oh yeah, my first pack was a Amazon Special 60 liter, so I could bring everything, and probably 40.
The same thing.
Probably 40 pounds of stuff that I didn't need.
Yeah.
And had all these extra pockets on the outside, and you got to fill them. I mean, they look sad if they're not full.
Put some stuff in there, right?
Right. So yeah, I learned. I mean, just that was huge. Your first one's always huge. So yeah, went from there.
What season was it?
It was the middle of summer because it's nice out, right? Yeah. It's warm, but then you're climbing hills, and anybody who's been to the gorge, you've done the rough trail, and it's named the rough trail for a reason.
Yes, it is.
So you're going up hills with your huge giant pack on, sweating, and yeah.
Now, did you know? So when you got started, did you know about the availability of trails in the state of Indiana at all?
No, I didn't know anything about trails, where to go, this kind of stuff.
And how did you find that information out? Did you do your own research?
I started looking just hiking trails Indiana,
yeah.
And you Google it and you find out anything, and then of course it starts pulling up YouTube videos, and then you get into like, oh, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to start Googling or searching for that, and you find out, like where we're at today, Charles C. Deam, what a gym we have here in Indiana.
Absolutely.
It's not like a plethora of 100 miles of trails, but the 30 plus, whatever it is here, great trails. And just, you start searching different states. Okay, let's go to Michigan, and I've done a little bit of hiking up there. And it's just amazing what we've got just here in the state of Indiana.
Absolutely. Are there any trails in Indiana that, well, I mean, I guess we talked about this a little earlier. You want to do the Adventure Hiking Trail.
Yep.
You want to do the Knobstone Trail. What was the third one? Tecumseh?
Tecumseh. Those are the 3 bigger ones that you hear. That
right.
Seems like everybody's done, and I just haven't got to those yet.
And yeah, that's fine. So do you like a mixture of like long hikes and short camps and or even day hikes? Just you like the whole spectrum of hiking?
Yeah, I mean, there's some times where my wife and I may just have just one day on the weekend, we can kind of slip away, and we'll go to one of our favorite spots for Sale State Park. We'll slip down there. We'll do, you can do a 4 mile all the way up to a couple weekends ago. We just did an 11-mile day hike. I love the aspect of going out with people and just pushing yourself and see how many miles you can crush, and just that's kind of fun. But I also just love this, where we go out and we pack whatever food we want to bring, and weight doesn't matter. You're not worried about weight or what gear. You're just bringing everything you want to bring and hanging out too. So that's the beauty of this sport, is what we do is
the variety.
Of it.
Yeah, I agree. What about so like today we have basically been sitting around a campfire all day. We basically eat, like you said, eat what we want. What do you find is the most valuable when you're hiking with or camping with like a lot of other people?
It's just the knowledge that we all share together. I think you might see somebody that has the same gear you do, but you might see the way they use it. They might know a little bit better way to even tweak that gear or use that gear. Or I'm kind of a gear nerd. I love to, check stuff out and, dream about, I want to get this when, I got the money. Or that's the knowledge you learn, just to make what you enjoy easier, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, not to be on the lazy side either, but just
well, and our campfire conversations are always always great, aren't they?
Go from G to R and back, and you never know where we're gonna go.
That's so true. Do you find that you follow like people like YouTubers who make reviews about gear? Do you think that you're more inclined to watch those who actually do them outdoors versus in their living room? Or is it a mix?
That's a good idea. I've never even really paid attention to people that do that. I mean, I guess I'm definitely guilty of most of mine are either in my backyard or
backyard is outdoors.
At my true, or at my kitchen table or wherever, But yeah, I guess that would be kind of cool. Just to having that backdrop, to be outdoors is definitely.
I mean, do they seem more credible? Or for me, it depends on the gear, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see what you're saying with that. There's a lot of people who just get gear and they sit in their room and they're like, okay, I got this, and it's shipped them. And what bugs me the most is they want to give a full opinionated review about it, and they've never used it.
Right.
I definitely have.
And you can tell, right?
Yes, I definitely have a video on my YouTube channel of my burrow, my hammock gear. I was super excited when I got it. I'm like, hey, check this out. This is what I think of it so far. But I also went to as far as include, like, I've not slept in this.
Yeah.
I've never had it out. It's a 10 degree. I don't know if it's good. I might be cold at 30, but here's what it is. Here's how it's made. Here's, what I think of this so far, and my customer service experience or something like that. And then I may go back and do.
I think we've all done that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all got those one or two out there. Like, we get it out of the box, and we're like, I got to tell other people about this.
Right, but I can't open something out of the box and be like, you need this. This is the best underquilt on the market, or this is the best stove, or don't buy this because it's junk. Yeah.
You got to use it first.
There's a lot of people that put stuff out there for filler, or I mean, I kind of get it to where they're like, hey, this is out there, or maybe they got this in for free if they'll get. I know it happens. I can't point fingers. I don't know who, but it happens if you're in the YouTube world, and my channel's not near big enough to get that, but they get gear sent to them, and I'll give some credit. Some guys do say, hey, listen, I told them, send it to me. I'll try this product out, but I'm not guarantee you it'll ever make it in the video, and I'm not guarantee you a good review of it.
Right.
So you respect those guys, but there are some people that definitely,
that are playing to the algorithm,
maybe,
So what would you say if, like, for your dream, if you had all the money and all the time, and excluding the 3 big through hikes, what would you say would be your dream destination for backpacking or hiking?
Like excluding the main 3 through hikes.
Yeah.
Gosh. One thing that's on my bucket list, I want to do a rim to rim on the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And that will happen. My wife and I have talked about doing that. It's just a time thing. Man.
That's a difficult question,
That's difficult because everybody wants to through hike the big 3. I mean, obviously.
Well, I mean, are there any places like in Colorado and
I would
in
definitely,
Utah? Or
it's a through hike, but I'd love to do the Superior Hiking Trail. It's not a super long one, or even the Colorado Trail. I've been kind of looking into some of the stuff out west. Canyonlands is a big one I want to make it to.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
So
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean those are some of the, I wouldn't say not so popular, but not the popular answer of, oh, my dream is, through like the AT or PCT.
Right.
Yeah,
The
obvious
standard,
ones.
yeah.
Right.
What are some of your upcoming plans for like this year for hikes?
This year, definitely knocking out the Adventure Hike and Trail, the Tecumseh Trail, the Knobstone. Those are the kind of the crown jewels, I guess you would have, Indiana. Just exploring more of the actual Hoosier National Forest. You really don't realize how big it is.
Even this area.
Yeah.
We've not even scratched the surface here.
Exactly. And in the Hoosier National Forest is such a big area of Indiana that, there's a lot to do. Hemlock Cliffs, that's kind of been on my radar too, to check that one out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, so how can people see what you're up to?
I have a YouTube channel. It's Carlson Adventures. And you can find me on Instagram. It's Carlson_adventures. Okay.
And what would one piece of advice that you could give to a brand new hiker or backpacker would be? What would that be?
Do your research when it's coming. If you're a brand new and you're looking to get into the sport, do your research. You can look at YouTube videos and you can get a ton of great information, but remember that every view is somebody's opinion. I think that you hold it for what it is. The one guy thinks it's great, one guy thinks it's junk. Yeah, and buy what you can afford. Buy the best gear that you can afford. May not be able to get the best gear. I don't have the best gear, but I buy.
I do, but whatever.
You're the hiking guy,
right?
But I buy the best gear that I can afford at the time, and don't believe everything you read on Amazon about this gear.
For sure.
Amazon is a definitely a vortex for gear. I have some stuff that I've got off Amazon that has been great. I've used it for the last 5 years, but some of it is just buyer beware on Amazon. That's some advice I would.
That's so true.
Yeah, there's so much money to spend in this hobby, sport, whatever you want to call it. Just spend it wisely.
All right, awesome. So check him out. Check out Carlson Adventures, and we're going to go drinking now by a campfire because that's what we do. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, let me know in the comments below, and I will continue to interview Indiana hikers, backpackers, campers, homeless people, whatever. Just let me know, and appreciate it, Brian.
All right, sir.
You the man.
You the man. Thank you.
All right.